Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, let's kind of talk about Tulane. Listen, I'm getting ready to head to Dallas. Who's all getting ready to head to Dallas? You guys hit me in the comment section. You guys let me know if you guys are going to be there, and I'll tap in with everybody that I can out there. And listen, let's talk about Tulane. And I'm not going to address the USC aspect of it. Those who follow USC, we know we're familiar with our team. We know some of the injuries, such as Brett Neal and Andrew Voigt. We know the offensive linemen that are not going to actually be in the game. We also know that we've had some guys hit the transfer portal. We know that Randall Gophers hit the transfer portal. We know that Pepe's hit the transfer portal. We know that Seavy's hit the transfer portal. So we know that we're going to be missing some guys on defense. But does USC still have an opportunity to make some things happen? I think so. And if you look at it from a perspective of this, those guys that are the starters, such as Sean Lee, such as Eric Gentry, when we're talking about the linebacker play, we still got the other guys back there as well on defense who I think that's going to make some things happen. So listen, let me know what you guys think. We want to look at it from a perspective, how can we stop this Tulane team, who's an explosive team, who happened to beat Kansas State, who won the Big 12 this year. I think that's something to be talked about. And so they're not just a team that we're going to push over, but they're a team that we need to take serious. And they're a team that I think that we need to have the right approach. And I think Lincoln Riley will have these guys prepare for the game and the right approach to the game. And as a result, I think we're going to come up with a victory. But let's take a look at who their players are. I want to get you familiar with their players. How can we stop them? And let's take a look at it. I watched them play Cincinnati. I watched them play Central Florida. I watched them play Southern Miss. I've seen teams have success against them. And so listen, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, and let's get familiar with some of the Tulane players. This is going to be your guy right here, Michael Pratt. He's a 6'2", 210-pound guy out of Boca Raton, Florida. And he's had a pretty successful year. On the year, he's had 2,776 yards. That's 46 in the country. TDs, he's had 25 TDs. That's tied for 21st in the country. And then he's had 5 INTs. So he doesn't turn over the ball that much. I mean, he's a pretty productive guy, and that's tied for 20th in the country. His QBR is actually 66, which is 45th in the country. He's had a pretty productive career. Now, I did have the opportunity to take a look at him and view him, and he's not just a overly aggressive runner. Now, he will take off and run if needed, but for the most part, every game that I've watched him pretty much throw out of the pocket. He's throwing out of the pocket. He does move around. He does move laterally from side to side. But for the most part, the guy stays in the pocket and he throws the ball. So I think USC has an opportunity with some of our edge rushers. We've seen Tulane create some problems. We've seen even Solomon Byrd create problems. We've seen a lot of guys create problems off that edge. And I think we have an opportunity. Now, if there's one guy who I said USC needs to contain, it's going to be this guy right here, Todd Spears. This guy, he's running back, 5'10", 195, out of Ponchatoula, Louisiana. And the guy is an absolute beast on the field. He's not just a big guy, overly big. Like I said, 5'10", 195. But he's on the year, he's had 210 attempts, 1,376 yards, 15 TDs for 6.5 yards. Now, early on in the season, he kind of had like a slow start. However, as the season progressed, this guy really started shooting off just huge, extremely huge, big runs. And, you know, I was very impressed with him for what I've seen. I mean, you're not going to just, this is a guy you're not going to just wrap your arms around and think he's going to go down, because I've seen this guy break multiple tackles. I've seen him break it against pretty much every team that he's played. So listen, this is the guy, we just seen the quarterback, and just like I said, he's not overly aggressive in the run. But however, this guy right here, they do some fake draw plays, some fake counter plays, and they play off of that. And sometimes, you know, once they get the run game going, he'll pull the ball out and actually start throwing it, which creates all types of problems because the defensive backs, linebackers, they bite on the run, and then that leaves everything else open. So this guy we have to contain, and then we have to watch the quarterback at the same time if the ball is actually being passed off. Now, this is going to be your receiver, the one that we have to contain. This is the leading receiver. He's a senior as well. He's 6'1", 190. His name is Shea Wyatt out of Omaha, Nebraska. On the year, he has 35 receptions, 692 yards, 7 TDs. So, I mean, they don't just have a Biletnikoff Award winner type guy, but they got consistent guys. They got guys that can make some things happen. So those are the three guys on offense I think USC needs to contain. And if we do contain those guys, specifically the run game, I think USC will have a lot of success in this game. Because if we make the quarterback throw, I'm pretty confident that we can have defensive back safeties that can defend the ball, defend the pass. Now, who does USC need to watch on defense? This guy right here. Doesn't look big here, but he's 6'2", 225, 230. And his name is Dorian Williams. And he's a linebacker out of Inland, South Carolina. And on the year, this guy, I mean, he's all over the field. He has 72 tackles. That's tied for 4th in the country. He has 5 sacks. That's tied for 129. And then forced fumbles, he has 2. And then also on the year, which is tied for 49th. And then on the year, he has 2 interceptions, which is tied for 120th. We're talking about a linebacker. Once you watch the film, you'll see that this guy here, Dorian Williams, is all over the field. And but listen, offensively, that's not my primary concern. My primary concern was how do we perform on defense as it relates to their offense. But we're just throwing some guys out there on their defense that we think that can try to attempt to make some plays. But I think USC will still have success. And this happens to be one of the guys right here, Dorian Williams. The next guy on defense is going to be this guy, Larry Brooks. Big guy, safety, 6 feet, 200 pounds, Fort Worth, Texas. And listen, man, this guy, he's a ball hawking safety and very elusive. You'll see him on tape as well, on film as well, if you watch some of his film, Tulane film. And he's 58 tackles on the year, tied for 38, and 1 forced fumble, 2 INTs, which is tied for 119th in the country. And he's a very successful senior as well. All these guys, if you notice, these guys are seniors. These guys are very productive guys. These guys have made some plays and have experience, and that's what I think makes this Tulane team a very successful team. These are guys with experience. And so listen, man, USC, I think we got our work cut out for us, but I think we could be successful. And we're facing a Tulane team that per game, they're giving up, they're scoring 35.2 points. And total points they've scored on the year is 458. 60 touchdowns on the year. So we're facing a team that has experience. We're facing a team that can play on both sides of the ball. And listen, I don't think we need to take it for granted. All right, so that's Tulane right there. And you guys see exactly who we have to deal with. You see who we have to contain. And I think USC will have success, and I think USC will be able to stop the run. And listen, you guys know how we played against UCLA, how we played against teams that had explosive run games. And listen, I think USC can do it. I think we have an opportunity. Listen, you guys hit me in the comment section. You guys tell me what you think. I need everybody to let me know who exactly is going to make it down there to Dallas to the game. I'm getting ready to get myself together, make sure I get ready to make it happen. And listen, it's going to be a big-time weekend. Listen, we're looking for a big-time showing. And, man, listen, like, share, subscribe. USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Listen, until tomorrow, everybody continue to stay blessed and fight on, fight on, fight on.